Hello, everybody. Welcome to 21 Million. My name is Pete. I got the nice natural light coming in today. I got my seltzer ready to go. Big day today. In about an hour, the Federal Reserve releases what is to believed a rate hike. So that's going to be big news. I got a little bit to discuss about that. And please, before we proceed, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Today's going to be good. I'm actually running a little late because I had something I've been wanting to discuss with everybody, and I've been putting it off a little bit, and I just decided to do it today. So without further ado, let's take a look first around the market. So we have the market cap's at still over $1 trillion. Volume's still about the same as yesterday, 43 billion. It's down from last week when it was in the 60s. We have Bitcoin dominance at 42%. ETH dominance at 18%. Pretty much the same as it's been. Bitcoin's at $23,000. Ethereum's at $1,500. We have BNB holding above $300. XRP's at 39 cents. Cardano's at 37 cents. Dogecoin, and I got something to say about that today actually too. Just hovering just under 9 cents. Polygon at $1, 108 right now. Solana's at $22.69. And so let's take a look at the charts, and then we'll get into the news. I'm going to go through the charts pretty quick, and then we'll start talking about. We'll go into the Fed. Make sure links are below. Actually, I know I talk about Market Cipher every day. There's a link below to Market Cipher and any resources that I discuss. To Femex, Bybit, down below. Follow me on Twitter and make sure you like and subscribe, please. So let's take a look at the charts quick. Today's going to be a little bit of a breeze with this. So we have like normal weekly. We're on pace. Still broke out of that falling wedge. Market Cipher B. You can see the money starting to come back in. It's cutting in. Okay. What I'm looking for now is it to just cut over. I mean, it looks like by March it should be over on the weekly. Okay, and we have that nice green momentum dot on the weekly. Let's take a look at the daily. Okay, still raising. The daily gets me a little nervous. Things don't go up forever, guys. So eventually we're going to see some type of pullback. It would be nice. This is the 200-day moving average. It would be nice if we found that as support and then started to move up again. I'd feel more confident about the market. And let's take a quick look. You can see we got rejected a couple times. Let's go back to when we had a big breakout. Got my red lines all over the place. So this is back in March of 2020. This is the break. We broke through it. You know, COVID, the big crash. And then we started to find it as support. And then we started to go above it, which is nice. That's what we want to see. But it's going to take some time. And it would be nice if we started to see some support off of it. And that would probably be for the year. I say this next year, we're going to see a lot of it. A range, we could see as highs on the weekly. Hold on, let me go back. On the weekly, the last bull run, and it was about, I have a white line here. This white line represents the Litecoin halving. This is what I wanted to talk about today, actually. So the Litecoin halving happened in August of 2019, and leading up to that, Bitcoin had a big surge. And it's probably due to the fact that a lot of the pairings on all the markets have Litecoin to Bitcoin. So just the pure volume of people trading in and out of Litecoin using Bitcoin as a pairing drove the price up. And you could see it had a little bit of a tap. It hit its head on that golden pocket, that golden ratio that was set by the previous bull run. Okay, so this year we could see, it's possible, we could see a move, something like this, and then it could hit its head off of it again, something similar, and then leading up to the halvening, a real takeoff. So that green line right here is the halvening. And usually that's when, after the halvening is when we start to see those real bullish movements to the upside. The only thing that would change that, obviously, is if the rates today, they come out and they mark them up another more, a full point. But it's supposed to be less than that. I'm not concerned. And Bitcoin, even if they're a world shutdown here, still managed to rally up. I'm very confident in the 4-year cycle. I'm not letting the bears get to me. So, okay, let's go back to the daily. So like I said, hopefully we can find some support on this 200-day and then start to see movement upwards. One bearish thing that I saw, which could lead to a breakdown, this is on the 4-hour, okay? So we had a wedge here back in January. We started to wedge up. It broke down, okay? Most times, rising wedges break down. But we did see a rally up, which generally doesn't happen. Very bullish. Okay, so now we had the same thing almost happen now. Okay, we have a rising wedge. We have a breakdown. And we're starting to consolidate around that $23,000 mark. Okay? Is it possible? Could we move back up to the upside? Could we break through again? And hit that $25,000 mark that everyone's talking about? It's possible. Could we, could this be the movement that we need to go back down to the 200-day moving average? Let's take a look at that real quick. Actually, I almost hit it on the nose. So the 200-day is going to be around $21,000. So it's possible that we do see that. And this could be the point where we go down and start to test that area before breaking out more. Okay? And like I said, I'm very bullish. As much as everyone's saying that the market's going to, this is a flash in the pan, I don't believe it. It's hard to have the faith that the 4-year cycle is true at the point of reversal. But at some point, it has to reverse and break up. That's how it works. It doesn't have to happen, but for the 4-year cycle to work, you have to have a point where there is a reversal. And it's now. I'm very bullish on the way that everything looks. Obviously. Okay? And the other chart I want to show, let's take a look at one more chart before we get into the news, was Litecoin. I wanted to take a look at the Litecoin chart. Sorry, I want to go to the weekly. And I marked off on here, this green, which I'm going to make it white, is the Litecoin halvening last time. And leading up to the Litecoin halvening, Litecoin had a nice surge from its low in 2018. It saw almost a 600% gain. So I'm not a fan of Litecoin. I don't even hold it. I hold 0 Litecoin right now. But going into 2023 rather, it might be something you want to take a look at. It might be something that there might be a nice gain to come, mid-year. The Litecoin halvening this time is going to be, I believe, in July. July of 2023. So you would figure sometime in April or May, we're going to see a spike, a little bit of movement out of Litecoin leading up to the halvening. All right, freaks. Let's go into some of the news. So this is what everybody wants to know. So Fed set to impose smaller hike, may hint of fewer increases. And I have the Federal Reserve is poised this week to raise its benchmark interest rate for the 8th time since March, but the Fed will likely announce a smaller hike for the second straight time. And it could change some key wording of its post-meeting statement about future rate hikes. And then I have something down here. And in doing so, it would elevate the rate to a range of 4.5% to 4.75%, its highest level in 15 years. So I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. The light is at the end of the tunnel. This is the second increase. It's going to be a quarter point. It seems to be a quarter point. And earlier this week, it's last week over the weekend, people thought it may be a half point, but it's going to be a quarter point. And maybe we see another quarter point, or if they're talking about they're changing the wording, maybe this is it. And so apparently 6 months it takes to see the ramifications of rate increases. And so 6 months from now, I mean, I can't see it going too much longer. You know, I think we're in a recession already. I don't think we're going to spiral into one. They do not want the stock market to crash. They don't want panic. They don't want people losing their pensions. They don't want people losing their 401ks and retirements. They don't want that. They're trying to, they want this to be a soft landing, and they want to turn it around. Definitely, they want the economy to do well. Their intent isn't always the best, but they're not stupid people. This has been going on for 100 years. Okay, they've been dealing with the inflation that they create on their own. So they know what they're doing. They're not stupid. Okay, even though I know anybody that's listening to this probably isn't a fan of the Fed, the Federal Reserve, but they're not stupid people. Okay, they know if they push it too far, you know, the way that our money is set up, if they push this too far, you know, at some point, maybe it doesn't come back, and they don't want to kill it. Okay, they need to pump the bubble a little bit more, and that's what they're doing. They're just going to pump it just a little bit more. They're going to pull back the reins, pull back the spending, pull back the lending, obviously. But when they do, when this turns around, you want to talk about the housing. The housing market hasn't even really been affected too bad. You know, inflation, if it's a 10%, I mean, if for it to go sideways, you're down 10, which is a lot for housing. So once this is over, the housing market's going to get nuts. I think right now is the best time to buy a house. If you can get yourself into a house, take the higher rate, and once they start lowering rates, just refinance your home and get the house at a cheaper price. You want your principal to be low. That's my 2 cents on that. So let's go. And this is a little fun news. Dogecoin fans still hopeful after Elon Musk's Twitter payments update. So CEO Elon Musk wants Twitter payments to be primarily in fiat currencies, but engineers will build the payments product in such a way that crypto payments could be added in the future. Dogecoin, a cryptocurrency Musk has previously pumped, saw a spike in price after news was announced Monday, sending Doge from 8 cents to 9 cents. Doge has since settled back to roughly 8 cents, according to CoinGecko, which, as we just learned, it's almost at 9 cents again. So the thing with that is that guy changes his mind. I mean, he could just totally not be interested in it. He could try to do something crazy and make his own. He could say he's opening it up to everything. You know, he was all about the climate, so Doge is proof of work. So he might want to go with something that's proof of stake. I wouldn't put my eggs in that basket, because he can come around and say no, and then that thing is going to drop. That thing is going to fall out of heaven. I know everyone's that Doge army is crazy out there, but I wouldn't be holding that. I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't hold that. So guys, that's the show today. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Thanks for listening. Just be careful out there.